What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Zatima. This is season 2, episode 2, and the episode is titled Guilt Trip. You guys, this episode was so much better than the first episode, so let's go ahead and jump right into the review. So, as you guys already know, Fatima and Zach were having this whole side chick conversation, right? I'm like, all right, let's see where we go with this. So Zach is like, you want to see other people? Fatima's like, no, of course not. The side chick, of course, was a sex toy. I said, oh, here we go with the pranks again, Fatima. What's happening here? What got me, y'all, was the fact that Tyler, again, forgetting what he wrote, he sends Fatima to go outside and get the toy from her car. What car? Her car is still at her job. Did she get a ride from Angela? Why are we why are we doing this? Why, Tyler? So, like I said, she ends up coming back with this sex toy or whatever, and they go back and forth about it. Y'all, this scene lasted too long for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on over. So, at dinner, Fatima ends up asking, oh, have you talked to Bryce yet? Because this is on the heels of Bryce and Zach kissing and all of that. Well, Bryce attempted to kiss Zach. So Zach, of course, lets her know that, he talked to him briefly, but it wasn't nothing much to that conversation. So Fatima does let Zach know about the tire, right? And how a construction guy will fix it. Zach did not feel any type of way about the construction guy who was going to help her. However, he did feel a way because she didn't call him to fix the tire. So, of course, this makes Fatima understand that, Zach does want to feel wanted. He wants to feel like she needs him. But you already know, Fatima, again, is very independent. So, they decide to go over to the couch and have a conversation. Y'all, why did the sex thing come up again? I said, oh, so we gonna drag this all the way out, aren't we, Tyler? Every episode? Here's my thing. Zach is not like 20 years old. He's in his late 30s, acting like he cannot comprehend why a woman would feel like this is too much. I'm not understanding why he can't understand that. So, he says that she's changing. And here's my thing. I feel like their relationship should be changing at this point. You guys have been together for a cute little minute now, and the newness has worn off. When you are just now getting with somebody, you do a lot more things that you probably wouldn't do normally. And I mean, as far as going out on dates more, you're doing this more, like you're just spending so much time with this person. But after being with them, honestly, a solid, I would say probably 6 months that you guys are officially together and all of that, things does start to dwindle because you start to get back into the regular swing of life. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you may not go out uh 3, 4 times a week. You may only start to go out 2 times a week. Like at some point, a dynamic of a relationship it does change because the newness has worn off. So Zach's phone it actually starts to go off, and he lets Fatima know that he's supposed to go see his mom. So Zach ends up telling her that his mom has let a lot of bad stuff happen to him, and now that he has money, she wants to come around. Now Fatima is very supportive in this moment. She tells him, go ahead, go see your mom. And she even says, like, your mom has a problem. And I'm just like, okay, so what is the mom's problem? Like, I wasn't sure if it was alcohol or if it was drugs. I just wasn't sure. So Zach ends up saying that, I don't want to go see her. And Fatima's like, well, you know what? I would suggest that you go see her because you would hate for your mom to pass away and you weren't able to say whatever you need to get off of your chest. And that could be either something that is a negative thing or a positive thing because what you have to get off your chest, that doesn't mean that it's going to be nice to your parents. And what I mean by that is for some people in their own sanity, sometimes you do have to go ahead and tell your parents how they was trifling. And I mean, it may be hurtful to them, but at least you're living in your truth and your honesty. So at this point, Zach is like, so when am I going to meet your parents? Y'all, why haven't she told her parents about Zach at all? They don't know nothing about him. Talking about some, oh, my parents are old school. my mom will have a fit that you're living with me. I mean, or I'm living with you, however she worded it. I'm just like, how your family gonna be acting like that when Madam is your cousin? You know what? I'm not even about to go there. I'm not even about to go there. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on over to Zach going to see his mom, y'all. So we see Zach, he is in a terrible neighborhood. It looked like it may have been like the projects or something. I'm not really sure. But nonetheless, he goes over there, walks right past her, okay? There is no hugs, no nothing when they speak to each other. So his mom is like, well, I heard you bought a house, and is there room for me over there? Because they're trying to evict me. And he's like, okay, but how are you getting evicted? Like, what's the reason? Because they have to have a reason to try to evict you. So then you see Zach and Jeremiah, they are going back and forth as if they're children. And the mom is like, he did 8 years for you. He did 8 years for you. And I'm just like, but here's the thing. He may have done 8 years for Zach, but wasn't he the one who got Zach involved in the foolishness to begin with? So, yeah, I'm not justifying that, mom. And then on top of that, we see that the brother is actually out here dealing drugs. And I'm just like, wait a second. If the mom is an addict, how you gonna be out here dealing drugs? Make it make sense. Now, according to the mother, she's much better now because she was on something like meth or something. I don't know what she said. And Zach, he ends up asking her, like, what do y'all want? What do y'all want from me? Because y'all have to want something. Oh, baby, they definitely wanted something. The mom is like, well, can you get your brother a truck? Because I heard you got this nice car and you got a woman with a nice car or whatever. And he's like, what did he need a truck for? Y'all, why the mom talking about some? Because he want to start a moving business. Who he gonna move? Who would trust Jeremiah to move anything? I feel like he gonna be stealing their stuff, not moving it. So Zach ends up telling his mom, like, listen, you have let a lot of bad things happen to me, especially when I was younger. Like, I was in and out of foster care, getting beat up for no reason. And she's like, do you think I want those things to happen to you? Granted, I don't think any parent wants terrible things to happen to their children. However, ma'am, your life choices is how this man ended up the way that he is. The way that he had to go through tons of abuse. That was on you, sweetheart. Like, I'm sorry, I cannot justify this. So, she ends up telling him how, she needs some money. He's like, well, what do you need the money for? She's like, I just need to go get some groceries. He's like, all right, cool. I can take you to get the groceries. So he literally takes her to the grocery store, right? She asks him for $100. And he is like, nah, we gonna go into the store together. So he makes sure that they go into the store. The mom is like, I don't need you to try to babysit me, all this stuff. So she walks off and she's like pushing the cart, right? So Zach ends up getting a phone call from Fatima. And he's just, answering the call and she's just checking in to see like how is everything going? Are you okay? Because she already knows that he has this tumultuous relationship with his mother. Y'all, here comes some chick. Some chick named Connie from way back in the day. Now, he's over here trying to have a conversation with Fatima. He gets off the phone with her and talks to this woman. When I tell you I was so irritated, I was so irritated because you mean to tell me he seen this woman from back in the day and that immediately makes his heart get out of here, Tyler. Nonetheless, the woman is really over here pressing him about how he was always so good in bed and how Zach is this, Zach is that, and how she wants to get his number. He's like, nah, I'm actually engaged, so that's gonna be a no. So as he's trying to walk away looking for his mother, y'all, she left him. She dipped out. I have no idea what the mom did. I don't know if the brother might have came and come pick her up. I don't know, but his mom ended up leaving him in the store, right? So we go home and we see Fatima. She's on the phone with Angela. Angela is still avoiding Bryce. Again, this is episode 2 now. We need to see the Bryce and Angela conversation. So the ladies end up talking about how cute Paul was and how, of course, he was looking at Fatima or whatever. And next thing you know, Fatima ends up looking out of her window and she sees that Zach's car is there, but he's not getting out the car. So she ends up getting off the phone with her and she goes downstairs to, check on him, see like what's going on, like why you not coming in the house. Now, y'all, I must say, Zach, or should I say DeVal, he did his thing on this scene because I was not expecting it to get this emotional. I mean, my God. Nonetheless, let's get into it though. So she goes down there, she's like, babe, like, what's going on? Like, why aren't you coming in? And he's like, I just need a moment or whatever. So she doesn't even allow him to sit in his thoughts. She decides to get into the car with him. And I said, you know what? Look at you being super supportive, Fatima. So she's like, what's going on? And Zach is like, Fatima, do you really love me? Do you love me? And she's like, yes, of course. But she also tells him that, maybe he needs to talk to somebody because, his issues with his mom, they stem very deeply. Now, he ends up going on to tell her about how his mom left him at a gas station, y'all. A gas station. And when he found her, she was literally giving some trucker head, and he kept calling for her, and she just ignored him. Because I want to assume she was doing it so that she needed some money for some drugs. That's what I'm assuming. So now it makes so much sense how Zach felt abandoned when his mom ended up leaving him again at that grocery store. All those feelings came right back up. Baby, listen, DeVal was acting down in this scene. Zach definitely has these mommy issues. I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like we're going to see this as another excuse as to why Zach has made piss poor decisions, but it's still lacking Zach actually taking accountability as a grown man. I feel like that's what Tyler's going to probably write. It's going to be a lack of accountability, and Zach are constantly blaming everybody else except for why he decided to do some of the things that he does. But that's for a whole other day. Um, One thing I wanted to point out, because Fatima mentioned how he needs to talk to somebody. Y'all, I'm gonna be completely honest. If Zach gets therapy before the sisters do, y'all know I'm going off, right? Y'all know that I'm gonna go off. If Zach receives any type of therapy before the sisters do, because I know that there has been a push for us to show more men receiving therapy, but we have literally watched the sisters go through the most traumatic things, and they are just like, it doesn't faze them. It's like water off a duck's back. Y'all know I'm gonna go off because I feel like we should have actually gotten like a little mini series of each girl having therapy sessions. But you know what? That's my thought process, not Tyler's. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.